Hi everyone, this is Web Design with Tayo, and today's tutorial I'm going to give you an introduction of web design. Now, the World Wide Web Consortium, W3 Schools, is an international community that develops open standards to ensure the long-term growth of the web. Now, what W3C is all about is like a body online that manages, organizes everything that goes on the web. So you don't really need to understand what a function is for now. At least this is just introduction. But as you go on, you get to understand it better. Now, IP address is a set of distinct hexadecimal figures ascribed to each website on the internet. For example, we have this right here, 10.543.222.22. Now, what IP address majorly is just an identification for each website that has been uploaded on the net. Initially, IP addresses were what was being used. I mean, from the onset of the internet, before we started talking about domain name. Now, domain name itself is quite different, as you can see here. For example, you have www.website.com. Now, every website has an IP address and a domain name. Because to make it easier, why will I start cramming this 10.543.222.22? Because I want to go to probably this site, my website.com. So to make it easier, why don't I just have a domain name? So people came up with, okay, domain. That's why you have probably facebook.com, www.gmail.com, www.yahoo.com, .com.com, .ng, whatever. So that is just the function of domain name, and that's the relationship between domain name and IP addresses. Now, browsers are softwares for computing a program with an interface for displaying HTML files used to navigate the World Wide Web. For example, we have Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, Crazy Browser, Netscape, PC Browser, Opera, etc. So internet browsers are just programs, softwares for you to interpret HTML files and display them as web pages. Now, I think on your laptops, the default browser is usually Internet Explorer. On your phones, you see UC browser. On most of the devices, most devices come with internet browsers. So, internet browser is another important part or important tool you need in web design. Now, protocols. So protocols are commands or means of communication used to request and send pages between server and client. Now I want to look over here now. This flow chart. Let's take for instance, this server is, say, Facebook server. There is this www.facebook.com, and this is client 1. This is a user. This is client 2. This is another user. Now, what protocols are just, they're like, so I call them languages. So now, for example, this client needs a page or a particular file. Let's pick a page from this server. I want to go to probably my home page. Then I click on www.facebook.com, and it sends that to the server. Now the server interprets it within itself here and sends it back to the client. So as we go on, also you get to understand protocols. Now we have different types of protocols. So the first type is HTTP. And what HTTP means is hypertext transfer protocol. Now this is to request or send web pages or hypertexts. For example, http://mywebsite.com. So what HTTP majorly is for is to send or request for a web page or hypertext. Also SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, to send or request mails. FTP, File Transfer Protocol, to send or request files, especially for download and upload. So as you work on the net too, you will understand and get to practicalize some of these protocols. Now, what happens behind the scene? Now, behind the scene, when you type on your address bar www.facebook.com, like and you see something turning on your screen, like loading. You're like, oh, like what's going on? I've never sat down to think that what is actually happening. Now, when you enter facebook.com into your browser's address, now your browser looks up the IP address for facebook.com. Remember IP address that we talked about earlier, the hexadecimal figures. Now, your browser will try, after you must have inputted facebook.com, your browser will have to connect the IP address, look for the IP address of facebook.com, because that is part of what the server will understand. Now, and remember, your browser is like you can also call your browser like a client. You get, so you are the client now. So the client system tries to look up the IP address for facebook.com. Then your browser issues a request for the home page at server.com. Now your browser then sends an HTTP, an hypertext protocol, requesting for a file, a web page. Now the request crosses the internet and arrives at the facebook.com server. So this request haven't been sent from the browser, arrives at Facebook server. Then the web server, having received the request, looks for the web page on hard disk. Now the server itself, having received the request from your browser, then looks up the browser using the IP. Remember, we sent an IP address from your browser to Facebook server. So Facebook server will try to look for the IP, particular page that has that IP, then send it back to your browser. Then before you know it, within about 2 seconds, your browser displays the web page that you have requested for. So that is the whole workload that seems very short, but it's a really long process that occurs between the system and the server. So, web development anatomy. Now, this is what majorly surrounds web development: the structure, the behavior, presentation, and the server. Now, let's start with structure. Now, I would like to liken web design with letter writing. You know, when writing a letter, it follows a structure. We have the body. Before the body, we are in the head. We have the address bar. You have, if it's a formal letter, we write JSA, JEMA, and all those stuff usually in the head. But in the main body, that's where you have the content of the letter. So also is web design. Now web design, you have the letter itself here is the HTML. HTML, I'm going to get to understand that very soon. Is the full meaning is hypertext markup language. Now within this HTML, you're going to have a head tag. And within that head tag, you're going to have title, links, meta tags, and some other things that you get to understand better. Now, under the HTML also, you can see under the HTML we have head and also have body. And within the body contains the content of the website. So now, I would like to just show you an example so it doesn't just look like gibberish. So, for example, okay, this is how the structure of a web page should just be. Now, to start with, I will be explaining some of these things to you very soon, but I just want to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing very soon. Now, all these things including greater than and less than signs are called tags. Like I've always been saying, you understand that better very soon. Now, you can see from the beginning and the end is enclosed. The whole website is enclosed in HTML, like we saw in the PowerPoint presentation. And within the HTML, we have head. We have the head tag. And within this head tag, we have title. Then, after the head tag, you then have the body tag. So it's just like writing, it's like title. Now, for example, the title of the web page, I can as well write it maybe my web page. Very simple, and to show on the title of my browser. So I will explain this to you very soon, very soon. So let's go back to our PowerPoint. So now, web structure. Still a web structure. Like I said earlier, hypertext markup language is the full meaning of HTML. Now, HTML is a markup language used to design the structure of a web page. Now, those things I just showed you now in the editor. The HTML, the head, the title, the blah blah blah. They are majorly tags. Like I also say, it's all about tags. They are tags, and tags are commands that you use to achieve what you want to achieve. I think that is clear enough. So what you majorly use in writing your website is HTML tags. Yeah. So web presentation. Now, web presentation, this is the aspect where you add beauty to the web structure. Like after you must have written your HTML, after this, maybe giving it content, then you still have to beautify it, because that's why you see on the net, you see beautiful colors, coloring, structure, and some other things. So it's CSS that helps you do that. So the cascading style sheet, CSS, is the web technology employed. Now, as you go on, also you would delve into this and you will get to understand it better, and it makes your website look more presentable and makes it have this unique sense about the content and information you're trying to pass. Now, web behavior. Now, your web application can have a good or bad behavior. It all depends on you. Might be good or bad. Now, and JavaScript comes into play here. Now, what JavaScript majorly is used for easy manipulation, and it controls the behavior of the website. Then, and also as we go on, I would teach you more on JavaScript. And in the last part, web server end. Now, a full-blown web app needs a server. Database communication is done at the server end. This is also where PHP is used. So I've mentioned about four tools you're going to be using in designing your website, or should I say 4 languages. Now, I mentioned HTML, if you can remember vividly well. So the full meaning of HTML is hypertext markup language. Then CSS, full meaning of CSS is cascading style sheet, and the CSS is for designing your HTML file. Then we talk about JavaScript. Now, what JavaScript simply is for manipulating your web browser, your web page. Then PHP here. PHP is for making use of database on your website. So as we go on, more of this I will shed light on. So now, setting up the environment. Well, before we go into the next tutorial, I would like to tell you that there are 3 major things you are going to be using in this journey. Number 1 is your local server. Number 2 is your integrated development environment, which is your IDE. And examples of IDEs are Dreamweaver, Notepad++, PageStorm. IDE is basically anything you can use to. It's an advanced application in which you use to write, type, input text or whatever you want to do. But for the purpose of this, I'll be using PageStorm and Dreamweaver. Then your web browser, and I think we have established what web browsers mean from the start. So thanks for watching, and bye.